Hello guys, my name is Guillermo Fernandez. I'm here to talk to you about the Tor project uh, for anonymity online. First of all, let's start with a disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. I do not advocate breaking the law, and I'm not responsible for any damages caused by the information contained in this video. The video was created for the Information Security class taught by Professor Kaleem as part of the Masters in Management Information Systems as part of FIU's Cohort 26. So pretty much all I want to do is introduce the viewers to the Tor project and how using Tor, which by the way stands for the Onion Router, protects you against a common form of internet surveillance known as traffic analysis. Uh, Traffic analysis pretty much can be used to infer who's talking to who over a public network, and all you need to know is the source and the destination of your internet traffic, and that will allow others to track you, and that way they can know your behaviors and interests. So how does traffic analysis work? So pretty much the internet data packets that your router sends with your information. Let's say you request a page, you go to Google, and then you want to make it to YouTube or something. So your router will do a series of hops all over the internet until it reaches that page and sends it back to your browser. It accomplishes this with the use of packets, and now the packets have two parts: a data payload, which is the actual message, and the header. And the header is what is used for routing, to know which address this is going to, where is it going to go at. Now, pretty much encryption will not work against traffic analysis, because traffic analysis doesn't look at the content of the message. It looks at the header. It just wants to see where the traffic originated and where is it going. So encryption, yes, it will encapsulate your message and it will not be able to decipher it. But in this case, this is not the objective of this type of attack. So another involved is someone sitting between the sender and the receiving on a network and just looking at headers passing by. And this is the way that it works. You have your personal computer, and then you want to hit a server that has this information, YouTube or any other place. And if you do it over a public network, hackers will have access to it. The ISP will have access to that. And ISP stands for the Internet Service Provider, Comcast down here, or Atlantic Broadband, and the NSA, of course, as we all know by now. How do Tor works? So Tor helps to reduce the risk of traffic analysis because it distributes your transaction over several places on the internet. So it's not a single link between one point or another. Pretty much uses a series of relays, and it builds a circuit, and then it just bounces your communication between those. Now, let's take a quick look at this link. And here on the Electronic Frontier Foundation, you can see a very simple diagram, but it's very useful, of how Tor will work by encrypting your communication, by hiding your communication. So as you can see, these buttons are great, meaning that you don't have the HTTPS or Tor enabled, and your information is readily available by any hackers, your ISP, the NSA in this case, and finally the site that you're trying to reach. If you activate HTTPS, you can see how your location, pretty much your username and password and the data is encrypted, but they can still view your location. So where is it coming from? Where is it going? You can see that now if you enable Tor and HTTPS, since it uses a series of relays, nobody can see. I mean, the hacker will not see it, where it's being originated, where it's going to. So this is a very simplistic way of viewing it. But in other words, the only person that will know where the traffic is heading is you and the exit node. More on that later. So we're back here. So as I said before, Tor stands for the Onion Router. Now, Onion routing refers to the layers of encryption used. Pretty much the original data is, including destination, everything is encrypted and re-encrypted within multiple layers, and this is what it resembles an onion, so that you have encryption upon encryption upon encryption, and that gets bounced around and only gets viewed by one point at a time. So this is how it works. Pretty much Alice wants to connect to whichever site, random site. Now, instead of using the public internet, she logs into Tor. Now, the Tor directory will display a series of nodes that are available. It will select a path to it, and then it will just bounce that communication until it gets to the final destination, which is Bob. If enough time passes and you want to even if you want to reach the same site, it will not use the same path or the same circuit. It will change around. And as you can see, the green lines here means what is hidden, what is encrypted, and the red lines means what can be viewed by somebody snooping in that network. So pretty much they can view the exit node, the exit traffic. And let's break that down a little bit more. So pretty much you have your Tor proxy, which is in your computer. The first step that's going to happen is going to send a request to the server, to the Tor directory server. Now the Tor directory server, what it does is that it keeps track. It gives a map, a virtual map of all the nodes that are available, all the relay nodes. So it sends this list back to the Tor proxy. And now your Tor proxy is going to pick out of that list that it gets sent. It's going to pick 3 nodes. Actually, it's going to pick one node, one entry node at this point, to start the communication. So it's going to establish a node-to-node key, which is a TLS key, and is publicly available to all nodes. All nodes know each other's keys. And what it does is that it's going to send first a message saying, okay, let's create a circuit. This is going to respond, and once no data has been moved at this point yet, so it's going to come back with a session key. So in this case, what they're using is hybrid security. Pretty much they have a public key, and they use this public key to generate a session key that is encrypted, and then it gets sent back to the Tor proxy. That way, they're using asymmetrical communication, asymmetrical encryption to establish it, and then via session key they generate a symmetric communication. And you want to do this because of speed. Asymmetrical encryption is very slow, and by doing it this way, you establish a secure symmetric key that can be shared between both of them, and they'll just improve the network. So you have a session key, so you already established the first leg of the network. Now the next step is going to be, your Tor proxy is going to send a message to the Tor entry node saying, all right, I want you to extend this circuit. The Tor entry node is going to it's going to decrypt it using the first session key. Oh, it wants me to extend the network. So it's going to locate the Tor middle node, and it's going to execute the same thing that happened at the beginning. It's going to try to, it's going to send a message, look, I want to extend this one. The Tor middle node is going to create a second session key. It's going to encrypt this, and it's going to send it back to the Tor proxy. The Tor proxy is going to, once that session is established, you have the second leg of the node. And now what it's going to do is going to put a third message saying, and it's going to encrypt it within the first session key and then the second session key. Then you guys should start seeing the onion already forming. So it's going to send it to the exit node. The exit node is going to tell them, look, I want to establish a circuit, and I want you to get me to this address. So the same thing happens. An asymmetrical key, gives rise to a symmetrical key via the session key, and the Tor proxy now has all these 3 keys. So the final step is going to be, the final node is going to be reached. Now what it does is, the original message is going to get encrypted within session 3, session 2, and session 1. Session 1, so we send this to entry node 1. Entry node 1, all it says is, it decrypts it using its first key, session 1 key, and it says, pass me along to middle node 2. So it passes it along. It does not see where is it coming, and where is it coming from, or where is it going to. The second node, using his key, opens it, and it tells it, oh, pass me along to Tor exit node, so it passes it along. So this way you guys can see that no single node can pinpoint where this communication is coming from. So it finally gets to the exit node, and on the exit node, it will decrypt it, and it will tell them, oh look, I want to go to this specific site, and that way communication is encrypted. And as you can see, it looks, you could say that it's telescopic, but they refer to it as an onion because it's encrypted and encrypted again within layers and layers. The problem, the weak link, is here at the end between the exit node and the destination server. If someone sits in there, they can see that, and that makes you vulnerable to timing attacks. Timing attacks pretty much is someone can see your request leaving your computer and where is it going. They can pretty much figure out, you know, where are you going and who are you. So to bring it all together, so pretty much Tor uses a hybrid cryptography, which is asymmetric to establish a circuit and symmetric in the form of session keys to relay data. So this improves performance a lot. And you guys can read, the Tor proxy just crafts data packets in layers. It's starting from the outermost all the way to the innermost, and again, no single point can be where you're coming and going. So this helps preserve your anonymity while you're online and you're browsing using Tor. Now, things to consider. This is no silver bullet. It will not keep you invisible. It will not keep you hidden completely. It only focuses on protecting the transport of the data. It doesn't do anything else, pretty much. And like I said before, they are vulnerable to end-to-end timing attacks. So if your attacker can watch the traffic leaving your computer and arriving at your chosen destination using a statistical analysis, they pretty much can discover that they're part of the same circuit, and that is you going to those pages. So additional steps that you can do to protect your anonymity while you're online. Don't provide your name or other revealing information in web forms. This is it's common sense. Use the Tor browser. Don't enable or install browser's plugins. Plugins like Java, Flash Player, they could be coerced to reveal your true IP, and therefore defeat the whole purpose of using Tor in the first place. Use HTTPS version of websites, and this is important on the last, especially once you have the exit node and you're hitting the server. If you have HTTPS communication and they're encrypted, that increases your chances of having secure communication and no one just snooping in there and seeing everything. And another important thing is don't open documents downloaded through Tor while you're online. If you use PDFs or things like that, these documents could open up Windows or can go back to a server and try to download additional content which will reveal your IP address for all intents and purposes. As you can see, this is a little bit more in detail. The issue with the plugins, Real Player, HTTPS. Also, it's a good idea to use HTTPS everywhere, and it's part of the Tor bundle. So that way, you will always use HTTPS encryption with all major websites that support it. Do not ignore the warning about downloaded documents in Tor. Ideally, what they recommend on the site is download these documents and put them on a server that has no access to the internet, put them on a computer somewhere that has no access to the internet, and then you could open them from there. These are a couple of resources. Obviously, torproject.org, that's where you're going to get the Tor browser. And the other one is it's a frequently asked questions, but it's very detailed, and it goes a lot more in depth into the whole Tor project. Now, that was the boring part. Now, let's put what we learned to practice. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the Tor project. torproject.org, and we're going to download Tor. So what we're going to do is get the Tor bundle for Windows. You could customize it, but this is the most secure option. It comes already with all the add-ons and everything disabled. So we're going to download it. At this point, I don't have to download it because I already have it on my computer. And what it's gonna do is gonna put this zip file, pretty much. Once you open it, it's gonna open up this, and in here you have your start Tor browser. So of course you could put a shortcut in there. We're just gonna run it from here. It's starting Tor, it's connecting. Now with Tor, paging is the game. Remember that you're being bounced around over relays, so you must have some patience to use it. This is the price of anonymity, if you want to think about it. So while this loads, as you guys can see here, we have you could set up relaying. Pretty much, you could become a relay as a part of the Tor relay. I mean, and Tor, the network that Tor bounces your communication with, it's a network run by volunteers and by the Tor project, pretty much. So you could become one of them. You could become a bridge, or an entry point, or an exit node. Before you go ahead and set up yourself as a relay, read the instructions, because pretty much you're allowing traffic to go to your machine. Your ISP might not be too happy about this. They might look at an excessive amount of traffic or bandwidth. They might block you. So it's a little bit dicey, but it can still be done. And of course, the more people on this network, the greater the chances of anonymity. Okay, so it seems that it finally went in, and as you can see, it looks pretty much Mozilla Firefox. Now it tells me, congratulations, your browser is configured to use Tor. Pretty much everything is disabled. I'm using HTTPS everywhere. And as you guys can see, it displays my IP address. Now, this is not my real IP address. This is my Tor IP address. But this is what if anybody intercepts my communication, this is what's going to be seen. That traffic is being originated from this one. And if we want to check that that is the true IP address. Well, I mean, not the true IP address, but the IP address that is being shown. What is that? Here we go. Sorry about that. Let's go to what'smyip.org, and it tells me that is 77247.1.1.165. Okay. Now, let's say that I need a new one. For whatever reason, I believe that this is compromised. So let's save this one, so we can see if Tor is able to give me a new identity. So you guys can see here, use a new identity. This would generate a new Tor IP address for you. So I go here. I could also accomplish the same thing by using the Tor button, which is this one over here. So we do new identity. It resets the Tor browser, and now we have a new IP address, which is 96.44.182.189.102, which is different from the one that we had before. So this is one of the ways that Tor can help you preserve your anonymity while you're online. Another neat thing that it has is this is the map of all the relays across the globe. You could zoom in and you can see the red dots. All those red dots that you guys see, those are the Tor nodes. Now, the green lines, that's where my communication is being bounced off. So as you guys can see, by rerouting me all over the globe, it helps preserve your anonymity. These are all the relays. These are the health status, the transmitting, and the region where they're located. Not the exact location, but the region. You can see some extra information over here. This one is in the Czech Republic. So this is pretty neat. It also gives you an option to see the bandwidth that you're using. Do not use BitTorrent or any other torrents for this one, because it could compromise your security, and it's also bad etiquette, since you're gonna, I mean, these networks are set up by volunteers, so you might be, spiking their data consumption, and you might get them in trouble. So pretty much you could access any site, any regular site. Let's say you want to go to Yahoo. Actually, let's go to YouTube. Again, it will be slow because it's bouncing you all over the place. It's only 3 nodes, but they're being bounced all over the place. And we are in YouTube now. Now, if you want to, if you try to watch a video, it won't play it, because Flash has been blocked. JavaScript has been blocked. Everything is taken down just for security. So, as you guys can see, it's not gonna play. There you go. So Flash play is required. So it's blocking everything that could compromise your security. And this is pretty much Tor. You can use it to go anywhere, and feel free. Always remember, if they want to track you, and I mean, they have enough resources, they can. But this is one way of helping you, conserve your anonymity as much as possible. Another neat trick about this, and this is beyond the scope of what I want to show you guys, is that using Tor gives you access to what they call the deep web or the dark net, and these are sites that are not indexed by the major browsers like Google. The search engines, they will not index these sites, which also helps with anonymity if you want to host a site and you don't want anybody to go see it, except the people that you want. Let's say you're being persecuted, you belong to a political party, you are in a country that doesn't allow for freedom of expression, and you want. So this is how you could do it. Let's run a little experiment. So let's try to get to the Silk Road, which is one of the icons. This is the one that everybody tries to access. And so, oh, by the way, all the Tor address are .onion, are not .com, or not .org, are .onion. And let's say if I try to reach here, oops, Google can't find it because it's not being indexed by Google. I mean, this is a site where people do some trading of some illicit stuff, which I do not condone. But this is just for educational purposes, as I said before. So, but now using Tor, I already have it saved. Let's say that I want to go to the Silk Road. Again, patience is the game. It's going to ask you for a username and password. I already set this up. And we are in the Silk Road. Please disregard that first page. So you could buy books, you could buy pretty much everything that you will not find on eBay. It's run in Bitcoin, so it's not by dollars. It's just Bitcoin, which is an online currency that also enhances anonymity, since everything is online. You have an online wallet, they cannot backtrace it to you. And that's about it. I'm all out of time. I hope that you find this video useful and educational. As I say, I do not condone breaking any laws or any illicit activity that might come from viewing this video or following these steps. But the upside of this is that now you have a new tool that will help you with your anonymity online, and to stay hidden from the NSA. Have a good one.